All right. Good morning, students.
Morning, sir.
How are you doing today? All right. I want to ask you one question. What is the smallest living things on earth? The smallest living thing on earth. Yes, Ramat. Microscope. Microscopic organism. Okay. Now, the smallest living thing on earth is not microscopic organism or microscopic thing. The smallest living thing on earth is the cell. A cell is the smallest living thing on earth. That brings us to our today's topic. Cell. In this topic, at the end of this topic, you should be able to define. Objective of this lesson is that at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define cell. You should be able to define cell. Number 2 objective, you should be able to classify cell. Number 3, you should be able to state cell theory. Cell theory, you should be able to classify cell theory. So 3 things that we are going to learn in this lesson. Number 1, you should be able to define cell. Number 2, you should be able to classify cell. Number 3, cell theory. Now, what is a cell? What is a cell? A cell can be defined as the smallest basic unit of life. A cell is the smallest basic unit of life. A cell is the smallest basic unit of life. Another way of defining cell is that a cell is a structural and functional unit of life. A cell A cell is a structural and functional unit of life. So this is the definition of cell. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, let's move further. Cell can be classified into various types depending on what you are classifying cell for. For instance, cell can be classified on the basis of the arrangement of nucleus. On the basis of arrangement of what? Nucleus. On this, we have 2 major categories of cell. Number 1, we have prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. Number 2, we have eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. Now, prokaryotic cells are cells that don't have well-organized nucleus. They lack organized nucleus. They lack organized nucleus. A good example of prokaryotic cells are what? Bacteria. Bacteria lack organized nucleus. So they are classified as what? Prokaryotic cell. Bacteria are microscopic, you can only see them under what? Under microscope. So they lack organized nucleus. We are going to look at them, we're going to view different slides of microscopic organisms as we progress in the lesson. Then we have eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell simply means true cell. There are true cells. There are true cells. They have well organized nucleus. They have well organized membrane bound nucleus. So they are classified as what? Eukaryotic cell. A good example of this cell are what? We have amoeba, euglena, paramecium, etc. Okay, so this group of organisms, they have well organized nucleus. Hope that's clear. Now, also I have slides of microscope that we'll be able to look at during as we progress in the lesson. Okay, we'll view them under the microscope. Then another way of classifying cell is on the basis of the number of cells a cell possesses. So we have two types of such cell. We have unicellular cell. Unicellular cell. Number two, we have multicellular cell. Unicellular cells are single cell organisms. They have one single cell. A good example amoeba, just like we mentioned before. Amoeba, paramecium, euglena. So these are examples of what? Unicellular organisms. They have just one cell that they can carry out all the life processes. Then multicellular cell, lastly, multicellular cell, organisms that have two or more cells are called multicellular cells. They have two or more cells. They are regarded as what? Multicellular cells. All the organisms you can see around, okay, including human, are what? Are multicellular cells because they have two or more cells in their body. We have Spirogyra, a good example. Spirogyra. What else? We have rat. It's a multicellular cell. And even mosquito is a multicellular organism. A multicellular organism. So multicellular cells have two or more cells. That is about the classification of cell. Any question? No question.
Yes, sir.
I believe now we can now define cell, we can classify cell. Now the last thing we are going to look at is what? Cell theory. Cell theory. So let's look at the cell theory. After the cell theory, I will show you all the classes of cell. The unicellular cell, I will show you. Then multicellular cell, I also showed their slides on the microscope that you can now draw them in your drawing book. Now, cell theory. Cell theory, number one, cell. Cell theory says that cell is a basic unit of life. Cell is basic cell is a basic unit of life. Number two, cell is a structural and functional unit of life. Cell cell and functional unit of life. Then lastly, number 3, all cells come from pre-existing cells, or a cell comes from pre-existing cell. Cell. Cell come from pre-existing cell. So these are the 3 basic cell theory. Number 1, cell is a basic unit of life. Number 2, cell is a structural and functional unit of life. Number 3, cell come from pre-existing cell. So these are the cell theory you should be able to mention or state them anytime you are asked to state the cell theory. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
Now it's time for us to view the various slides of microscope. We are going to look at the slides of what? Amoeba, Euglena, Paramecium, Spirogera. Okay, Spirogera is a multicellular organism or multicellular cell. Then, so we are going to look at the slides of this one and we are going to draw them in our drawing book. Hope that's clear.